Hey, welcome to the Ask Me About podcast, episode 2. I'm Sarah.
I'm Joe.
And this week's episode is all about everyday carries, or shortened as EDCs. And Joe here is an expert-ish on EDCs. And so I'm going to ask him some questions about them so that we can all kind of get an idea of what they are and who can use them and when. So let's jump right into it. So, Joe, in one sentence, tell us what an EDC is.
So, it is an acronym, I suppose. So, in one sentence, everyday carry is what it stands for. So, it's basically just what you carry every day to help you complete the tasks at hand.
Okay, so what would you consider... let's start off with, what do you have in your EDC?
So, my everyday carry consists of like a multi-tool, so needle-nose pliers with 2 handles full of tools in the handles, a designated folding knife, something to start fire with, bandana, my wallet, my keys, and on my key ring there's a flashlight, a small pen, and a spring clip, and a small lighter, and as well as that, I also carry, you can't forget about your belt. I also have a paracord bracelet for this wrist and a watch for this wrist. And I also have this necklace right here, which it has like a small ratcheting feature and a clip on it, as well as a few wrench sizes and a bottle opener, because everything has a bottle opener these days. And it also has a kind of a pry bar feature as well.
So I guess the question next is, what would you consider to be essentials, and then what would be something that would be more specific to the individual? Like, what things of your EDC are specific to you in your everyday versus like me, who has a desk job? Like, what would be the difference between your EDC and something I would use?
Oh, that's a good question. So,
because I know it's easy sometimes for us to be like, this is the way.
Right.
And it's maybe not so much the way, it's the way for them, but maybe not for the other person. So, like, what would you consider to be essentials for an EDC for everyone? And then what would you consider to be for you versus anybody else?
I think for everyone, like 99% of people, will of course be keys. So that'd be essentials for everyone. Keys, a phone, and your wallet, But for me, things that are different would be, since I specialize probably more... I thought he was just over there.
He was.
Man. Anyway, so since I oftentimes do a lot more, jobs that require tools and such, a difference for me would be, they're specific for me, is of course a multi-tool like I talked about, as well as a designated folding knife. And a bandana as well, I think, is also specific to me, but it's one of those things where I think everybody should really have a piece of disposable cloth.
Yeah, because that has many purposes.
It really does. Like, it can be a headband, it can, be a tissue, it can be a bandage, it can be
a mask,
a water filter, if need be, a fire starter,
a tourniquet.
A tourniquet, yeah. The uses are endless for a bandana, and I think they're actually better than a handkerchief, because they're just
they're a little bit
usually
more durable.
More durable. Fabric is slightly thicker and also slightly larger.
Yeah. Like handkerchiefs often are very small, so
yeah,
it would make sense that a bandana would be a little bit more durable. Okay, so my next question, I guess, is has your EDC evolved over the years, and what prompted the changes in your EDC?
Well, I would definitely say it's evolved. And instead of it being a revolution, it's been more of an evolution, So I've always usually had a flashlight. I've always wanted a flashlight, but it went from cheap ones that you could find at Walmart to more expensive ones. So I've had cheaper multi-tools at first, and it went to more expensive ones. So that's one way it's evolved. I just spent more money on things.
Yes, I've seen some of the prices that he has spent on some of his items.
Yeah, so
it's a little.
But that's the thing. Like, it becomes more of a reflection of you versus just tools to get the job done. So it reflects your personality, even though they may be the same tools. But I'm trying to think of one big thing that really has been more of a revolution. I would say a phone has been the biggest revolution, because used to be I didn't even have a phone.
Right.
And so that's really, I think, been the biggest change.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I guess next is, what advice would you give someone who's wanting to start developing their EDC? What would be some considerations you would tell them to have when creating their own?
Biggest tip I would give is just to think about, write down the biggest tasks you face in one 24-hour period, and then a whole week, and find what you have on you that you find that you need, but also write down things that you were without, and then find the best tool to attack that with, but also the best tool that is also compact, so you don't have to be weighed down by it. So lightweight is key for performance in anything, running, motorsports, and also everyday carry.
Mm-hmm. How do you carry an EDC, and what are some other options that one might have to carry an EDC? Because it can be bulky, it can be heavy.
That's true.
I mean, I've seen the stuff you've had in yours, so, like, what would you recommend to use to carry it? And, like, what are some options that you use? Because I know you have more than one.
Right, so that's a good question. How do you carry these things? So with me, I've found a way where I can carry it on my person, so AKA without a bag, even though bags are very helpful, but I'll get to that later. So on my person, I carry it, I use my belt a lot, and usually that's for my multi-tool, and I also put my key ring on my belt, and they're right next to each other, and I keep, and I can make it work with, just a normal pair of jeans with a coin pocket. So they're known as like 5-pocket jeans. So I have my knife usually in my left pocket, along with usually this is one thing I forgot, a Write in the Rain notebook, and that complements your pen, because if you have a pen, it helps have something to write on, and so that's good because it's also waterproof. And also in my right front pocket, I carry my fire starting implements, and in my back right pocket, I carry my handkerchief, and back left is my wallet. So I try to carry. My goal is to keep everything on my person, but another way you could carry it is a bag. So just a small bag makes a big difference. Mm-hmm. So if a bag is allowed, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, for sure. So let's get into some practical application. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you something about myself and my needs, and then you suggest things that I might use in everyday carry. So I'm an author, I'm a writer. That's my job on a daily, is writing. And as I have a desk job at home, I don't really go anywhere. So what are some things you would think I would need? Like, what would you suggest for someone like myself?
That's a good question. Because
mine is going to look very different than yours. Like, I don't necessarily need fire starters and things like that. But I mean, I already in my purse have a flashlight, my wallet, all of that. I have those things. So what type of EDC would you recommend for that?
Boy.
Because obviously I know my carrying implement would be my purse. That would be how I carry my EDC. But what would you think that would be necessary in mine?
As an author.
Yes.
Okay, so...
Or as someone who has, like, my kind of a job.
Okay. So, this is a little tricky at first because, as the title states, everyday carry, so you carry it. If you have desk job, things are usually more permanent. But there are times I know where you have to hit the road and go to conferences, writing conferences,
The store
and such. So I would recommend, which you have, a high quality backpack to carry, your laptop and such, of course, a good laptop, right?
Right.
And a charger to plug in. I'm trying to think about what else. So those are 3 things: charger, backpack, and laptop. Trying to think about what else. A notebook, same item I carry, but for you, I would recommend something. Doesn't have to be waterproof.
So I mean, it is nice if you can afford it and you can source it.
Yeah, for sure.
But it is I have used a waterproof notebook before. It is a different texture, so it is
more waxy.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to get used to. But I mean, it is useful if you are outside a lot or you live in a rainy area to have a waterproof notebook. But yeah,
for sure,
it might not necessarily be necessary for me.
Yeah, but so larger notebook, I think for sure. Like composition books are good. You can get one for like $1. So those are easy source. You can get that at a dollar store, Walmart, and such. And you can cheap out on that. But what I think, of course, as I said, what complements that is a pen. And I think a pen, of course, you can go really expensive with the pen, but the Pilot pens are good.
Yeah.
So I recommend,
I have found a new favorite pen though, and I'll get it. This Sharpie gel ink. I got this for Christmas from a neighbor, and this has been really nice. It is very comfortable because I have small hands, so this is a lot more comfortable for me, and it writes really well.
And
I mean, Sharpie is also very reliable.
Yeah, and they're reliable, affordable option, I believe, right?
I have no idea how much these cost. They were a gift, but I really do like them.
And I would think you could find them at just a normal store like, Walmart.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, so pen, snacks, I would think.
Yeah, I could do better with that. I could probably do better with having actual, like, real food. I used to do really well with that, but I have not kept up with it.
I gotcha. So, good, I think, snacks,
Yeah, snacks.
And water. Even though, like, a Starbucks, you can get water and stuff.
But you might not always do that, or you might not want to go in and get tempted to spend money on something else.
And I say Starbucks because, that's where I would go if I were, writing and doing work on my computer.
It's very distracting, though, I've discovered. I actually learned I don't really like writing in coffee shops because it's very loud.
Yeah,
I'm so used to working in my office. It's so quiet. It's much louder and more distracting at coffee shops. Also, I feel very awkward. It used to be Starbucks would be like really kind of tight and you have like corners and stuff, but now it's very open, and so everybody sees you and it's very awkward.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
I think that would be a good start for sure.
I know I have like my first aid kit and stuff.
Right.
Sort of. It's got like, the essential stuff I would use on a daily basis.
Where do you keep that?
In my purse.
Oh, you do more than I do in that sense.
Yeah, I have like Neosporin, Band-Aids, wet ones, Benadryl, Advil.
Yeah, that's good. One thing that I did is I got like an old credit card or a very slim piece of plastic, about the size of a credit card, and then I just get like some duct tape and wrap it around there. That's actually come in handy a few times, and again that can be like the bandana. It can be used as a bandage as well.
Temporarily.
Temporarily.
Please don't use it long term.
Like me.
Yeah, don't be like him. It's not sterile. It's not clean. I've seen your roll of duct tape. It ain't sterile.
Okay. Yeah. But anyways, duct tape is good to carry.
It is. It's very useful. Electrical tape. I've seen him use that a lot. Yeah.
Electrical tape is good.
Okay, so I guess my last question is, where would some places be to source supplies for an EDC? Like, just not necessarily for yours, because I know you have a lot of technical stuff that's pertinent to, like, your job and stuff. But, like, for a layman who just, wants to start putting things that they have in, actually, I have one more question after this.
Okay. Hey, that works.
I have one more question. I just had one coming to mind. But anyway, where would you suggest that they start sourcing it? Would Walmart be fine? Dollar store? Like, what would be some places to start with?
So if you want an everyday carry more like mine, you could definitely get a good start at Walmart. And they have a multi-tool that I carry every day at work, which is the Walmart brand Ozark Trail, the Multi-Force. It's really a solid wave competitor, Leatherman wave competitor.
You have a review on that on your channel, don't you?
I do, yeah.
So I can leave that link down below for you to go check out. He has a whole review of that, and so you can go check that out if that is something you are into.
So it's a great tool for $40. So yeah, if you want one like what I listed in this episode, you can definitely find a lot of those things at Walmart. I don't know about the Ride in the Rain notebooks.
I'm sure you could.
I'm sure you could. You
Your
could also
obligatory kitty visitation.
You could also find, smaller notebooks that may not be waterproof, but also, still very useful, of course. And the pen I have is
expensive.
more technical.
It's expensive.
Relatively.
It's expensive.
Relatively.
For a pen, it is expensive. I've seen the price tag of it. It is outrageous.
So, yeah.
You can't deny that.
You cannot. For a pen, it's expensive.
Yeah.
But, like I said, it reflects your personality. But you can find a Pilot pen is decent. Like, I wouldn't rely on the clip too much, but...
I mean, the price is all relative because, your bag was free. The bag that you would carry yourself. Yeah. Mine was very expensive.
That's true.
In comparison to yours. So it's relative. It's what you were willing to spend money on, I guess.
That's true, yeah. So, you can definitely get a good start at Walmart, and Amazon is your friend. I got most of my expensive stuff from there. But the knife I carry right now, I actually picked up at... Blade show in Atlanta of last year, and it's a custom one with copper scales from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. But again, you don't need to get that. It's a reflection of something that I've been working towards. It reflects who I am and such. Walmart and Amazon.
Okay. All right. So my actual last question is. I've seen you have your EDC all laid out. So what would be some tips to make it be accessible to you? Like, so you can just grab it and go. What are some tips to help people start getting into the habit of putting it in a specific place so that they can just grab it without spending 30 minutes finding all their stuff and getting it ready to go out the door?
Right. So... that's a good question. It has to be lightweight, but it also has to be accessible, or you won't probably carry it. It'll get in the way of carrying it. Because
if you have to go hunt something down, it's not going to be worthwhile.
Exactly. So I keep it all in the same spot. So I use that's what my weekend carry. That's what I do with that. So and by weekend carry I mean when I'm not working. And such, so I lay it all out, and that way I just it's all in one spot. I don't have to hunt it down. And I do the same thing with my work everyday carry. but that is a lot different. So that consists of my tool bag and the Ozark Trail Multi-Force, like I mentioned, as well as a hawk bill and a folding knife. But just try to keep it all in one spot and in the same spot. And also, it helps to have a backup everyday carry that you have in just a dedicated pouch that you can toss in any bag you want to. So usually I have my backup everyday carry, and I toss down my gym bag because my gym bag is with me during the whole work week, and usually that's what I bring if I over the weekend, if I am going places, because I also put changes of clothes in there and stuff to shower with.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's what I recommend.
Awesome. Thank you for answering all those questions. I know it was a lot.
No, it's good. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I hope everyone got a little bit more information on everyday carries. And let us know down below if you have some semblance of an EDC, what you have in it.
Yeah. Drop a picture
what are
down
some
below.
Changes maybe that you...
Yeah.
I don't think they can do pictures.
Well, if you can't do pictures,
just list what you have.
Yeah.
If there have been any changes over the years of things you've carried, also let us know.
If you have any questions,
if you have any extra
hit
questions, ask those down below. He would be happy to answer because I don't think I could provide as much insight to that. But that's episode 2 of the Ask Me About podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. And
thanks, guys.
We will see you again next week.
See you guys.
Bye.